Hi, dear cricket fans, subscribers, and friends of Cricket Happenings. Thank you very much for your tremendous support. And well, today I would like to thank Reality Media Tube, who has actually become friends with Cricket Happenings. Thank you very much, Reality Media Tube. Well, so what I'm going to do is we are first going to look at the preview. I'm going to do the preview of the second test between New Zealand and India, which is going to be starting tomorrow, and where history would be made as far as India is concerned. Because in Hyderabad, one would remember the Lal Bahadur Stadium, but tomorrow, the match, which is the second test match, which is going to be played, it is going to be played at a place called Uppal. This is in Andhra Pradesh in Hyderabad, where Uppal is going to be hosting the first test match ever. So that is something that Hyderabad would be definitely proud of. And as far as this match is concerned, yes, India were in absolutely trouble in the absolute trouble in the first test. Were 15 for 5. Martin dealing them a huge blow, and then Harbhajan Singh coming up with his maiden test century, and Lakshman, as usual, as is customary, Lakshman coming in and rescuing India with his 91. Well, we can't expect everything to happen every time. So, in the Indian batsmen need to put up a much better performance. Yes, they definitely did well. Probably they can't be overconfident, and they should be playing New Zealand as if they are a good team, because New Zealand have definitely proved both in the batting department, the bowling department, and they have already redeemed themselves after the drubbing they received against Bangladesh. So we are all looking forward to it. Now, the key for India would be the opening partnership. We know Virendra Sehwag and Gautam Gambhir are one of the successful Indian openers ever to have played for India. So now, if this is going to be the case, then it's very vital that Gautam Gambhir, who has been woefully out of form, has to run into form at the right time, because Virendra Sehwag and Gautam Gambhir opening starts have been the keys to success for India actually getting onto the number one position, because India used to get a very good opening start. Now that has been lacking. Gautam Gambhir the other day fell to Jesse Ryder's bowling, so Gautam Gambhir needs to really get on with it. Virendra Sehwag, as usual, he's into some very good form. He's stroking the ball wonderfully well, so that augurs well for India. Rahul Dravid is another person one would be looking at. That Rahul Dravid needs to get his form going. He has been, he definitely played well. He made a century the other day. But in the second innings, he probably failed. So, I wouldn't say that Rahul Dravid is out of form. Yes, sorry about that. Rahul Dravid definitely has run into some form. He has hit some good form at the right time. Sachin Tendulkar is looking as good as ever, but the thing would be to see whether Sachin Tendulkar can reach his 50th Test 100. In fact, in his 50th 100 Test 100, if he could reach, he already, in his entire career. If he could do that, that would be something that would be seen in a very good light if Tendulkar could do that. That we are talking about his 50th century here, as far as test matches are concerned. So that is something. If Sachin Tendulkar can do it, that would be something which would be great for India. W.S. Lakshman, well, the crisis man for India. We can name him the crisis man now. He has rescued India every time. He has done that saving act every time against Australia, against Sri Lanka, and now against New Zealand. So, well, he's the crisis man for India, and we can always count on VVS Lakshman. Suresh Raina, I hear that Suresh Raina has gone up in the grade. He has actually gone in the grade A, and upstaging Yuvraj Singh, who has been gone into the B grade as far as payments are concerned. So Suresh Raina will be absolutely motivated by that decision which has been taken by the Board of Control for Cricket in India, and he would be raring to really go full throttle at the New Zealand bowlers. Mahendra Singh Dhoni, Dhoni always contributes with his bat, no doubt about it, as also his keeping. He's of note, and well, absolutely at the top of the list is he's the captain of the team, and he leads his troops wonderfully well. Harbhajan Singh, what to say about him? We know him as a bowler, but now he has classified himself as an all-rounder after that maiden century that he hit in the first test match at Ahmedabad. So Harbhajan Singh will be trying to really improve his batting scores once more. Zahir Khan couldn't get much of a reverse swing the other day. He was not looking the real picture, and Zahir Khan would like to put up a much improved performance. Probably one believes that Uppal will have some bounce, and also there'll be some spin later in the match. So Zahir Khan would like to take advantage of that. Pragyan Oja has always looked very impressive right from day one. I mean, he started off from the tour Australian touring India in a county match, and then he carried out into the test matches. Now he is carrying it out to the New Zealand test matches. He has been doing well. So he got a rich reward too. As far as India's pace bowling, well, Ishan Sharma is fit. Now, what are the selectors going to do? Sreesanth has not been, well, he has been good, but probably, India should go for the kill. Ishan Sharma should be taken in because Ishan Sharma is having good experience. I mean, he has bowled well against Australia too. So probably it's the right time for Ishan Sharma to be actually pairing in with Zahir Khan as far as the Red Cherry is concerned. Well, so that is as far as the Indian team is concerned. Now look at looking at the New Zealand team here. New Zealand team, Tim McIntosh, he has got a lot of confidence. I mean, Ross Taylor has really backed him up, saying that he's a very good player, no doubt about that. Tim McIntosh, well, he has not been really able to, he has been succumbing to the bouncer from Zahir Khan. He backed a pair in the first test, but Tim McIntosh is a very good dapper batsman, likes to stay at the crease, and he can wear the bowlers out. So Tim McIntosh would be looking in for, I mean, he would be definitely looking in for scoring some good runs against India, and good luck to him. And Brendan McCullum, well, he is in form. He showed with that partnership that he had, even though he contributed just 50 odd, but he was looking good. BJ Watling also is a good player who would like to, is a perfect test match player, likes to stay at the crease and play his strokes there when the right time comes. Ross Taylor, well, he's one of those great batsmen from New Zealand, one of the greats who has graced New Zealand cricket, and well, he looked in good form too. So Ross Taylor is, in my opinion, is a real key for New Zealand, because if Ross Taylor is going to click and he's going to make some huge runs like what Jesse Ryder and Kane Williamson did, that won't be good news for India. Jesse Ryder, well, he's coming on the back of some very good century, and he was looking very good indeed. And his bowling is also an asset. I would say New Zealand really missed Jesse Ryder bowling, because he had Gautam Gambhir's wicket the other day. So Jesse Ryder would be definitely loving to have a go at the Indian batsman, especially Gautam Gambhir, who is woefully out of form. Kane Williamson got his century there, his first test century, and what a way to go. He was looking superb. His defense was good, his cutting was good, the back foot, the way he used to play use the crease and actually carries the ball through the back foot was a real sight to watch. So Kane Williamson would like to carry that on once more. Daniel Vettori is the captain. Daniel Vettori leads by example as far as the bowling is concerned. That is the key. And then his batting is a big asset to the New Zealand team. And also the captain, he's a very astute captain, and he's a most experienced player now who has played. That's what I hear, that Daniel Vettori has actually joined Richard Hadley as the most capped New Zealand player 14 times against India in tests. So that is an interesting statistics coming in from the statisticians there. Gareth Hopkins would be manning the wicket-keeping gloves, was quite impressive, also can bat a bit. I mean, bat well. Jeetan Patel, the right-arm off-spinner, was good. He was combining well with Daniel Vettori the other day and bowling very well, so he would like to continue in the same vein. James Franklin, now this is the one thing where Chris Martin the other day really had India tottering at 15 for 5 after that saving act by Lakshman and Harbhajan Singh, but Chris Martin was absolutely deadly on that day. So if you could actually reproduce that same form that he had the other day, probably James Franklin, who has come in place of Hamish Bennett. Now Hamish Bennett was looking good, but unfortunately Hamish Bennett is injured, and he has been flown back to New Zealand, and James Franklin has actually replaced him. So James Franklin replacing him is something which would be looked at with a lot of confidence by New Zealand, because he is classified as an all-rounder. He can bat too. He also has a century to his credit, and also his bowling is the one which would be the key. So he also is a good fielder. So we all look forward to a very good opening as far as the second test match is concerned at Uppal. As I said, history would be made. Uppal will be hosting its first test match ever, and that would be between India and New Zealand in the second test at Hyderabad in Andhra Pradesh. So we are all looking forward to the second test match after New Zealand actually put up a very good show in the first test. I'm sure New Zealand would be trying to do the same as far as the second test is concerned, and hope we all have a very good game of cricket at Uppal in Hyderabad hosting its first test. That's it, dear cricket fans, subscribers and friends of Cricket Happenings. This is Ram signing off. Thank you.